I am ready to get hurt again. By that I mean, we're doing a cardstock project today. Specifically, we are making gingerbread house look-alike gift boxes made out of cardstock. And I'm really excited about today's project because while it can be done with a Cricut and this file is compatible with a Cricut, I'm gonna show you how you can do this with just hand tools. Sometimes I will download a file and I'll be ready to use it with my Cricut, and then I'll pull it in and I'll be like, I can just cut this with scissors, and like, I don't really need to reinvent the wheel here. Like, the amount of time it's gonna take me to load this onto my Cricut, cut it, and then like unload it is going to take longer than just doing it by hand. So I'm gonna show you the file, I'm gonna show you where I got it, and then we're gonna put this box together. And if you know me at all and you've followed me for any given amount of time, you know I hate cardstock projects. I'm terrible at them. We never have a good time. Today is probably gonna be no exception. We'll see. Let's dive into it. We're gonna jump over to the computer first. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Okay, here we are in Etsy. This is the template that I bought. It is from Eternal Stationery. She makes really clean, really easy to use templates. And this is the one that I bought. This is the Gingerbread House gift box. One thing I particularly like about hers, and if you are a beginner to buying templates like this on Etsy, one thing that I'll recommend is try to find a seller who includes a YouTube video of how to do the project. She does, and I love that. She also has another version of this file. If you want like a print then cut, there's a separate listing for that. But we're doing ours by hand today, so we are going to be using this one, and it was just $2.54. She looks like she's running a sale right now, so if you're watching this pretty immediately, you can grab it at the sale price, but if not, it's only just over $3. So it's really well priced, and we are gonna attempt to make ours look like that. We'll see. Okay, so I downloaded my file. I clicked on the 8.5 by 11 version. I'm just doing the PDF because we're just gonna print this sucker out and use our scissors. But you can see here in the file name at the top, I'm doing the 8.5 by 11 version. And you can also see, wait a minute, hold on. This is the one that we need. Okay, so there's two 8.5 by 11 versions. Let me show them both to you really quickly. And I'll show you how I knew that I had the wrong one. So this one is just kind of like our base template. This one has our score and our fold lines as dotted lines, which is exactly what we need because otherwise we're gonna be just guesstimating, and we do not want to do that. This is actually the one that we want. We wanna see those score and fold lines as well as our cut lines. I'm just gonna go ahead and hit file print, and I'm just printing this out on a plain white sheet of cardstock. And then once we get that printed, I'm gonna print 2 copies of it just in case I mess one up, which I probably will. Then I'll go through my kind of hand supplies I have here that we're gonna use to assemble it. Okay, so we have them both printed out. We're really only doing one of these. This one is a backup, just in case for when we mess one up. Let me show you what it looks like. So here it is, printed out. It looks great. And the supplies that I have on hand to make this happen are just a regular old pair of scissors. I'm using the Cricut brand scoring stylus, but you can use any scoring stylus. You can get these super cheap at like any craft store. I got this as part of like a multi-tool pack from Cricut, so that's why I have it. You're gonna need a hole punch. You're gonna want some ribbon. This ribbon is actually kind of thick, but we're gonna make it work. And then you want some good glue. I'm using the Scotch brand permanent glue pen, clear glue. That's what I'm using. So the first thing we're gonna do is cut along all of our cut lines. This is where I become acutely aware that I have never been good at doing this because I am left-handed and nobody ever taught me how to use left-handed scissors. So I have to use right-handed scissors because I don't wanna learn now, so I'm not good at cutting. I'm just not a very good straight cutter. This is time consuming. You know, it really hasn't been that much time. It just feels like it because I'm not very patient. But I will say this is already better than when I do cardstock with the Cricut. But this does not mean I like cardstock projects because I don't. I'm just gonna cut straight across here. All right, I'm gonna come get all these little interior lines. Cutting along our cut lines. Also, do you like my Donald Duck sweatshirt? I found it at a thrift store. I'm kind of obsessed with it. All right, we're just cutting along these cut lines. Cutting along the cut lines is obviously not the challenging part. I think the more challenging part is gonna be assembling it. Don't you worry, I'm gonna walk you through it. And also the score lines. But again, if you've never used a manual scoring tool, it can be a little like, is this really what I do? It is indeed, you just press on it. But I'll show you that in just a moment. We are almost there. Making sure I cut along all these cut lines. If you're using this template, be mindful that there's a few cut lines that are not where you expect them to be. These little guys, they go past the little gable there. So you wanna make sure to get those in their entirety. We've done it. So now we're going to score. So all scoring is, if you've never used a scoring tool before, all scoring is making it easier for us to fold along the dotted lines and create a straight fold. So we're basically making like what is akin to perforation, but for folding. So we're just gonna take our little scoring stylus and we're just going to run it along our dotted lines. Now, if you wanna be like really precise about this, you might wanna get a ruler or a straight edge so you can make sure to get that really straight line going. But this is small enough that it shouldn't be too hard to just follow the dotted line. I'm having not any trouble doing that really, although I say that and then watch I'll mess it up. But I'm just running my scoring stylus, adding firm pressure and running that scoring stylus along the dotted line. Make sure you keep it as straight as you possibly can because that will impact the straightness of your fold. But again, if you're worried about straightness, maybe just grab a ruler to help you along. The hardest part about doing this is making sure you don't miss any of them because it's really hard to see which ones you've done and haven't done. So I try to follow some sort of pattern and like go in order. I also feel like you can kind of tilt it like towards the light and that helps you be able to see which ones you've done and haven't done. I also feel like once you do the score line once, your scoring tool will like fall into the pattern of that exact same score line again. It's usually pretty easy to follow over your own line another time. I feel like I got them all. We are done cutting, we are done scoring, so now it's time to fold. And then we have to glue it together, which is my least favorite part. So let's flip this bad boy over and start folding. So first we're gonna fold the bottom of our thing here. Once you start, you'll very quickly see like your score lines are doing their job and it should be pretty easy to just fold it up along that score line. I'm saying that and then I'm a little nervous that I'm gonna do it wrong and then just crease it along that line. Now we're gonna flip it over and do the top. So now we're gonna get these big lines really quickly. Wait, is there a line right there? Wait, no, there's not one right there. I almost messed it up. You can always flip it back over for reference if you need to. I'm gonna get my little marks right here. Okay, and then we're gonna come in and get our little sides of our roof. This is where the scoring lines make it so much better because otherwise it would be really hard to do this accurately. Thank goodness. So we have our little score lines, making it, it's like cheating, you know? It's like bowling with the guardrails on. We have these here to help us. And then we're gonna get, there's one more on the side over here. Now it's time to put it together. We gotta get a box shape going here. And we're gonna glue the bottom first, because now it's time to glue. My least favorite part. You're gonna see as you are kind of folding it that the bottom, actually, you know what? Let's get this little inside. We're gonna get this little inside tab and glue that part first. I think that might be a little bit easier. Yeah, let's glue the inside tab first. Okay, so I'm gonna take my little glue pen here. We're gonna take a deep breath. We're gonna just get a little glue. Patience is a virtue. Just hold that down for a second. Definitely don't want it to fall apart. No. Stay put. Do not pop open. Don't you dare. This is the best cardstock project I've ever done, and we're not messing it up now. She looks good. All right, now we're gonna get the bottom taped together here, or glued together, sorry. We're not using tape today. We actually know what we're doing today. So I'm gonna get the insides. I'm not putting anything heavy in this, so I'm literally just gonna glue this one little spot shut here. Hope that holds. Maybe I'll press it down like this. It looks like a box. We love that. Insert Jeopardy theme music here. Okay, so then we've already folded in our little gables here. They are exactly as they are. This is when you would fill your box with whatever you want to fill it with. These are so cute. If you were putting anything heavy in it, you might add a little more glue to the bottom of yours. And then we're going to get our little top part here, our little top holder. Line those up together and use a hole punch to punch. Do I want to do two? I'm trying to decide if I want to punch 2 holes. Well, it just got decided for us because I did not do that in the center. Okay, we're gonna punch 2 holes because we're gonna tie a little ribbon through. Cutie! So now let's get our ribbon. I got mine from Hobby Lobby for $6. This is just their Christmas ribbon. That's literally all it says, Christmas ribbon. I just got white. Okay, so this is thicker than I wanted, but that is okay. Oh, it's velvety. Oh, pretty. Can I even feed this through this tiny little hole? I may have to cut it in half. I don't recommend doing this because usually it will make your ribbon fray. I'm gonna cut it down the middle to make it thinner. This is pretty ribbon. I'm definitely using this Christmas. So now we're going to feed it through one side here. That's so much easier than it was before. Okay, we're just gonna tie a little knot. All right, this is coming together, honestly. It's actually kind of cute, you know? She's cute. Okay, hang on, let me just fluff her a little bit and then I'll show you. That's so cute. Okay, friends, so that is a very easy Christmas gift box for all your Christmas goodies and treats that you're gonna make for your friends this year. I love this project because yes, you can do it with a Cricut or a Silhouette, but as we showed you today, you don't have to. We just use some simple hand tools. And again, this template is from Eternal Stationery. I think it turned out so cute. My hope in cardstock projects is, I'm not gonna say restored, but almost restored. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And of course, drop a comment with what you wanna see me do next. This is part of our 25 Days of Craftmas series, so you can follow along here. We're gonna be doing 4 major projects for Christmas. This is one of them, but then over on social media, I'm doing a project almost every single day leading up to Christmas. So if you wanna get your Christmas crafting on, make sure you're following me elsewhere on social media as well. Until next time, friends, happy crafting. Happy Christmas crafting.